Dear guests, welcome to our special presentation on shaping the future of work. For this session, we are with Özgür Burak Akkol. He is the chairman of the Turkish Employee Association of Metal Industries. In other words, it is the MEXT name of the group. Mr. Akkol, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Akkol, actually, you were on this platform Monday as well for the global premiere of the MEXT. It was very successful premiere of such a great organization. MEXT is the world's largest digital transformation and capability center. Pretty advanced technologies you have up there. As an executive chairman of this group, such a large employer association, as a business leader who created this transformation center, who knows the storms that the business will face. I will try to explain and try to hear from you. I'm very curious to hear the assessment on what are the trends that will shape the future of work. How many of them?
Tough question, first of all. Digitalization will shape the future of work on the basis of mindset, culture, workplace, management, and workforce. And I define top 10 trends under these 5 main bases.
So, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we learned through this, profit-driven business is not enough to survive. There has to be some other purposes, almost the higher purposes. In order to start this top 10 trends, how will the purpose of business will evolve? Could you please explain us?
Sure. I'm going to do my best. Transition from profit first to the planet people first mindset is a necessity, an important necessity. This brings us optimum solution for long-term sustainability and employee satisfaction. This is the first trend. For example, at MEXT, our technology center, our operators have dedicated rest zones in which they can relax during break times, enjoy special catering, and train with a digital exercise coach. Environmental sustainability is another crucial objective. At MEXT, we are determined to reach a zero plastic target and design the center for 30% water saving. Another topic I would like to mention, at MEXT, we also target zero carbon emissions. To achieve this, we separate all waste from recycling and plant a tree for each and every visitor.
These are very impressive actions, and also what I hear from you, it is not just the purpose, there has to be a transition from a fixed to a growth mindset. Looks like this is the second trend. Tell us, please, what is it and how different is it? And how do you see such a transition taking place at this level from your perspective?
From my perspective, in my opinion, growth-minded companies actively learn from criticism. They view failure as a learning opportunity. They value this opportunity. They consider competition not as a threat, but rather as a source of inspiration. Another success is not a missed opportunity. For instance, very good example, Apple and Google partnered on COVID-19 contact tracing technology. They united their effort to enable the use of Bluetooth technology to help governments and health agencies reduce the spread of the virus. So competitors can come together and serve for the benefit of the society.
These are very unexpected and unprecedented days that we are living together. And so this new and almost revolutionary era challenges the typical hierarchical corporate culture also changing. And obviously, it is not, it is not sufficient to make this happen. Therefore, you need a specific culture for a sustainable business. And for this specific culture, what kind of trend is affecting our life? I think we arrive at the third trend, and how are these changes shaping the corporate cultures?
Tanyer, I strongly believe that traditional corporate culture must be changed, and is being changed, by the way. I see this almost every day. Companies need to develop next generation dynamic corporate culture oriented to productivity, to better address the challenges of Industry 4.0. Employees need to have the flexibility to shift between roles and contribute to internal innovative solutions. To attract and retain millennials, corporate reputation is built on employee satisfaction. And satisfaction is measured by the extent to which qualified employees enjoy freedom and flexibility. It's a broad topic, as you know very well. But in my capacity, the corporations, the firms, we should create new solutions, new thinking ways to address this new world or the expectations of coming generations.
So in order to accommodate those generations, management should shift as well. And now it comes to management shift. Traditionally, companies, most of those companies in most of the part of those world, had a silo management system in which team works in isolation, often in a competition. Business divisions operate independently and rarely share the information, and employees are almost locked into their daily routines. They have very little time and incentive to look beyond their duties and to see a big picture. So, as a fourth trend, how the management will change and how you will run this flexible and physically remote workforce which is coming to our life.
As I just indicated, this old paradigm actually of silo management is being replaced. Companies need an agile management approach with end result orientation. We will launch MEXT and MES. Hopefully, we will launch our Agile Academy very soon, Tanyer. And our academy will serve our member companies for the organizational transformation and capability building of employees. Some of our member companies, even giant corporations, have already started to implement this mentality. I strongly believe and support agile transformation of big corporate companies because they need this approach. They need this philosophy more than what startups or young companies need.
So therefore, in such an agile culture and the new agile management, definitely workforce is under a kind of heavy transition.
Sure.
What kind of transition we will see? I mean, as we know today, most employees are used to work with as a permanent workforce, but the pandemic showed us that employers and employees not happy with this permanent workforce as we used to have. So long-term and often lifelong time contracts and wage guarantee in return is slowly becoming a thing of the past. These are our old fathers and our grandfathers' days, but there are fears and uncertainties. For the fifth trend, how is this workforce evolution shaping up?
I would say the idea of a permanent workforce is no longer workable or even desirable for an employee, for us, for you even. Therefore, transition from permanent workforce to hybrid workforce mentality will be inevitable, and it's already here. It has already come. Now companies are employing more freelancers and project-based temporary workers with a proven track record. Employees enjoy the freedom of doing projects across numerous sectors, and we build pop-up teams, for example, for specific projects and work along with our suppliers and solution partners. Let me give you a figure for better understanding. In the US, the number of freelancers will reach 86.5 million, meaning it will increase by almost 50% by 2027. It's coming, it's already here, and I observe, I feel, I almost every day see and struggle that new generation is demanding that new type of employment. So as the employers and as the representative of the employers, we have to deliver what the customer is asking and demanding right now.
So there are several different employment opportunities and the styles and the structures on the way, and we will see most of them. Of course, the hiring those people, onboarding those people, and the learning and development of those people also in a transition. So if I look at the hiring process, most people are employed through the face-to-face job interviews. If I ask all the people, a couple of million people who are watching us about their hiring process, most of them will tell me that, hey, I just got a face-to-face job interview. So once we recruit those people, they are used to be trained in a physical environment. Now this model is becoming a thing of the past as well. For the next and sixth trend, my question is, how will you hire, train and develop your employees in the future?
Dair, as you just indicated, it's another important trend, and this trend is a trend we have been observing for years, we have been addressing and experiencing for years, but of course pandemic has fastened it. There will be very rapid transition from face-to-face hiring and physical learning to digital hiring and learning. We have already started to hire digitally, and machine intelligence enables end-to-end recruitment and remote onboarding. Very good news for employers and employees. And AI-driven selection system can better match a candidate to a position. For instance, let me give you an example. An AI solution names you the top 5 talents you need by LinkedIn profile. 75% of global 2,000 employees will offer employees AI-powered career coaches that offer personalized growth and training recommendations. At MEXT, let me give you another example. We offer digital training programs. Our strong infrastructure has enabled us to switch to digital training since the pandemic. Our colleagues need not go to another city or country for training. At MEXT, we use Intelligent Glow, another example, developed by Bosch that sends real-time feedback to the operator. This allows us to carry out rapid onboarding training for new hires. There are lots of good examples in the community, and what needs to be done actually by the employers is to get these good examples and apply it in our companies or organizations.
What I observe here, the future is already there in the MEXT, and now from human intelligence to artificial intelligence, the life is changing. Now let me come to the issue of the workforce quality. As a seventh trend, can we say artificial intelligence will be more utilized? AI-driven applications have higher speed of execution, higher operational ability and accuracy. As far as I'm aware, AI is highly employed at MEXT. Can you please give an example for this as well?
Sure. I would say there will be a transition from human intelligence to artificial intelligence, AI. And the interface between human and AI helps industrial productivity and agility. At MEXT, algorithms allow machines to teach themselves and make decisions. For example, we recently developed new use cases with Boston Dynamics robot dog Spot at MEXT Digital Factory. Spot detects abnormalities in work health and safety and notifies related tools and operators in the production facility. There could be lots of different good implications or examples of AI in our workplaces, in our organizations.
When there is such a strong and immense transition in using of the intelligence, I think the career should shift as well. Currently, career spans are pretty standard and as a pretty linear. Promotions are linked to the added certification, added new talents, etc. This is pretty unidirectional career understanding as far as I understand. This will change as well, right? And what does career planning look like in this new era? What is your opinion about it?
Currently, most of the companies have a unidirectional career policy, but transformation to omnidirectional is inevitable. Another big trend. This will be the 8th trend for me. And in this newly emerging system, an employee may start in operations, then continue in finance and retire from sales. That's what needs to be done. Recently, LinkedIn confirmed that over 70% of companies today favor internal recruiting. This leads to a 41% higher retention rate. For example, at MEXT, we are reskilling and upskilling our workforce with training programs. Over the next 5 years, Dair, we will train 250,000 individuals at all levels of an organization, from C-level executives to operators. And our complete workforce will have digital fluency and coding skills to take part in agile production systems.
These are very interesting days, and if your workforce has such a flexibility, I don't think you can expect staff to work on only one premise, under one roof. So how it will change? Give us some clue as well.
Sure. In my words, corporate buildings are still there, are still here, but they are no longer the fixed premises of internal departments. From working one premises to remote work, in terms of location, there will be a transition from work in one premises to remote work. The mass incidence of remote working during COVID-19 confirmed that the sky was not falling on the modern world, obviously. And recently, a McKinsey survey with 800 executives on the post-pandemic work life shows that 35% of staff work remotely at least 2-3 days a week. The pre-pandemic number was 22%. It's increasing, and it's going to increase. The new motto will be work from anywhere. This is the ninth trend shaping the future of work. We see a growing number of members from our association following this policy and giving this privilege as a right to their employees.
In fact, during these days, we are living very interesting times, and there is also the robotics factor. Human and machine now shifting to more and different and wide variety of the interactions, and robotics and robots will work with human workers, and we are maybe not ready yet. My last and the 10th question is, what will be the interaction between machine and human?
Dair, I strongly believe we will change our views on this interaction from human and machine to human with machine interaction, combining the strength and speed of industrial robots with the creativity and imagination of humans. That means the machine does not replace the human. Instead, it complements human capabilities. This is what I believe and what I hope. The number of industrial robots has increased more than 3 times in the last 10 years, from 1 million operative units in 2010 to almost 3.15 million in 2020. Our approach at MEXT is based on collaboration without separation and safety fencing. For example, we have ABB's collaborative robot that works hand in hand with operators on the assembly line in MEXT.
Özgür, in fact, all those 10 different trends are representing all the participants of this particular trend festival in a very flourishing way and a very, let's say, interesting perspective. And thank you very much, in fact, for walking us through that 10 major trends shaping the future of work. Last but not least, do you think companies, employees, and regulators are ready for such a different future?
Very tough question, but I'm going to try to explain in my words. And I can assure you that the digital future has already arrived. To boost efficiency, corporate profitability, and ensure a sustainable future, companies need to move fast on digital transformation. There are very important and big homeworks for corporations, for shareholders and stakeholders.
So we have to be very fast. This is what I understand from you for those 10 mega trends that is changing and shifting the future of work. So as we see concrete benefits and urgency of digital future of work, companies need to prepare the ground for the future that we have briefly touched today. So all the participants that we are just addressing these points, I have a statement not to be forgotten by any of you guys. If not us, who? If not now, when? Thank you.